Thank you very much once again. Good morning, distinguished gentlemen. I haven't seen a lady. And welcome once again to the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum in Nigeria. My name is Ukemenya. I will be moderating in this event, and I am the Secretary of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. This event is hosted by the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria in collaboration with Landmark University. The Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria is a non-governmental, non-profit organization that is dedicated to the promotion of bamboo as a viable resource for sustainable economic diversification, wealth creation, employment generation, youth and community development, climate change mitigation, and the protection of the environment. Given the urgent need to diversify and reposition the economy of Nigeria in the light of the COVID-19 pandemic, bamboo offers unique transformative potentials, hence the reason for this meeting today. By the way, let me say a very happy Bamboo Day to you, because today, September 18, is World Bamboo Day. It's a day that everyone who works and loves bamboo is celebrating around the world. It's a day where we bring bamboo to the fore and celebrate and create some sort of awareness about bamboo. Without further ado, let me quickly once again welcome you all to this very important event. I want to specially introduce some very distinguished personalities and bamboo stakeholders and presenters who have joined us today. I would like to start with, if he is here in the meeting, we have the chairman of the Governing Council of the Association for Bamboo Development in the person of Honorable Sunday Ayan. Okay, I move on to the Vice Chancellor, Professor Adeniyi Olayanju is the Vice Chancellor of Landmark University. We also have Dr. Ojo Adedeji Robert, PhD, is the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria. He is in the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, and he's also the Assistant Secretary of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. I left out when I was introducing Professor Adeniyi that he is a member of the Governing Council of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. We also have Obong Celestin Eto-Uwe, who will be presenting also. He is an investment consultant and a former chairman of the Akwa Ibom Investment Promotion Council. We have with us also Mr. Edward Belema Festus Abibo. He is the president of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. I would like to plead that for want of time, we may not want to go on with the introduction. We just want to straight away go into the presentation now. And we would like to, before going to the presentation, we want to lay ground rules, and that the ground rules will be that everyone will have to remain on mute until they are called upon to speak. And then you will, if you need to speak or you have some questions, you can type it out, and then we will be able to respond to you. So without any further waste of time, I want to call on Dr. Ojo A. Roberts for his presentation. Dr. Ojo A. Roberts, PhD, is from the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria and also the Assistant Secretary, Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. He will be presenting a paper on an inventory and assessment of Nigeria's bamboo resources. Dr. Ojo A. Roberts.
You need to unmute yourself. All right. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I wouldn't know, maybe we have ladies in our midst there, but all the same, we still need to recognize their presence wherever they are. My name is Ojo Adedeji Robert. I am from Forest Research Institute of Nigeria in the Department of Forest Products Development and Utilization. I am the head of Bamboo and Rattan section. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right. I shall be presenting today on the title, An Inventory and Assessment of Nigeria's Bamboo Resources. Slide. All right. We can see that Nigeria is a blessed country without any fear of error of contradiction or omission. Because we are looking at the country, we shall see that it's a blessed country based on our natural resources and human resources. In this light, we see that Nigeria is naturally endowed with vast expanse of forest land, which can be seen in the slide there. And the total land area after the deduction of Bakassi Peninsula is a
Mr. Okay, maybe you should get across to him.
Oh, yes, I think he's having some issue with the connectivity, internet connectivity. Okay, I think we will have to sidestep the order of events at this point without following the, hello, I think it's coming back. Because we don't have a lot of time, Dr. Ojo, please, can you come back now? Okay, if not, then we will move on to the next item, which will be the presentation by our able VC, Professor Adeniyi Olayanju. He's the Vice Chancellor of Landmark University, member of the Governing Council of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. He will be presenting on innovations in the application of bamboo in construction and engineering. Professor, please.
Thank you, our amiable secretary, Mr. Ukeme. Let me say a big congratulations to all of us in the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria, and by extension, Nigeria as a whole. I want to place on record the efforts of the chairman of Council of ABDN and that of our president and ESCO, Mr. Honorable Sonny Yang. We really appreciate you for helping us to put this together, and of course, appreciate the secretary. Bamboo development in Nigeria, we've been on this for some time, and we want to appreciate God that we're having the first National Bamboo Stakeholder Forum today is indeed a good beginning. You will permit me to quickly share my screen because of time. Can we, do you all have my screen? Can we see it?
Yes, we can, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Okeme, can you see it too? Okay, great, great. So the title before me, which I've modified a little, is Innovative Bamboo Utilization for Sustainable Cities and Community. We are talking of the landmark story, and we are keen into SDG 11. We are going the way of sustainable development goals because we know that is what is driving development. All the 17 SDGs are very relevant, and as a university, we cannot but just key into it. And coincidentally, bamboo development cut across more than 10 of the SDG goals, as we are going to see. The theme of this forum is towards a national roadmap for bamboo development in Nigeria. And let me quickly observe protocols, which I believe I've done. I don't know whether people from the ministries are here, ministers, and I want to say that permit me to congratulate all of us and to stand on the existing protocol as already rolled out by our able secretary of ABDN. It gladdens my heart to be part of this World Bamboo Day 2020 celebration that is being hosted by our Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria, especially for a task of making presentation at the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum. All over the world today, bamboo is being celebrated. I just came back from India, though virtually. Since 7 o'clock, we've been online. And you will see that from India to China to the Latin America, you will see all of this banner coming up. And elsewhere, people are already talking bamboo to tell us how serious the issue of bamboo development is. And so as a nation, we cannot but just key into it, as we will see later. The question then is, what is the essence of this presentation? Of course, one is to bring situation reports of the resource-based production, cultivation, processing, and utilization, marketing, as well as the socioeconomic characteristics of bamboo. We talk of policy and legislation to back the full development of the species for sustainable management, and also advocacy on strategic research into the engineering, biological, and medicinal values of bamboo. And finally, we're going to be making recommendations, especially to the international community, on financial assistance, R&D in the management of the species in the natural forest, as well as establishment of bamboo plantation, as is being done by international community in some African countries. Let me especially bring greetings from Landmark University on behalf of our Chancellor, Dr. David Oyedepo. We want to welcome all of us to this forum. Landmark University was established March 21st, 2011, and is the first and the only private university of agriculture in Nigeria. You can see why we cannot but just key into what bamboo is doing. To be, and our vision is to be a leading world-class university, especially by spearheading an agrarian revolution. Bamboo development is part of that revolution on the African continent through the exploration of hidden treasures in the Mother Earth. And the sole aim is to restore the dignity of the Black race. Our mission is to raise generation of solution providers, raise army of reformers, generations of leaders. And all of these are embedded in our core values of what is called SIM cards. We won't go into the details of that. Of course, we are talking of new normal. But do you know, at the establishment of Landmark University, we have what is called a new normal that can be interpreted as departure philosophy. What is a new normal? What is departure philosophy? It's just moving away from the norms. We are not doing it the way people are doing it. Because somebody said, if you are doing the same thing the same way, and you are expecting a different result, they said that is the definition of a madness. And so our university was established so as to depart from form to skill. What we need now is skill acquisition, especially in our own context on bamboo development. When it comes to production, when it comes to processing, when it comes to value addition. We're going to be departing from knowledge to empowerment. We're going to be departing from figures to future building, legalism to realism, point to fact. And then from mathematics to application of that mathematics to our life, and then it becomes life matters. My interest in bamboo development was awakened in the year 2011 when I was part of the 3 Nigerians that were invited by CBRC, that's China Bamboo Research Center in Hangzhou, China, to join other 40 participants all over the world from 17 countries. Those are our pictures over there. This is me. Then I was at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Ogun State, Nigeria. Then you will see people from Latin America, from Mexico, from Africa. You have Uganda, you have Sierra Leone, you have it cut across. Then you have from Australia and from other parts of the world. And what we were doing was just to put us together for complete 2 months. And we were just talking about bamboo right from the beginning to the end. And it was tagged Bamboo Technologies Training Course for Developing Countries. And the international participant, at the end of the day, we became more of a family. And not to today, these individuals are still working on bamboo in various parts of the world. That is yours sincerely in his Igwe cap. And of course, that is me on the production field. Don't think I was wearing native all over. This is me somewhere here with my bamboo art. And this is Professor Disenquin. When it comes to bamboo at the international level, you cannot push this man away. Professor Disenquin is the Director General of China Bamboo Research Council. And so, at the end of the training, we were asked to bring situation reports on bamboo development in our individual countries. And I was privileged to talk on bamboo and bamboo products in Nigeria. Those are my other colleagues. Having done this, the next thing was, how do we go about this? I've been thinking of how to develop a bamboo. And so, prior to my appointment as the Vice Chancellor of Landmark University, I got to know Mr. Okeme here, our Secretary of ABN now. Apparently, he was trying to get to the international community, trying to see whether he can have linkages with them. And I think he got to one of my friends in Peru, that is Tania Serron. That lady is another individual that is going wow with bamboo processing and utilization. And so the thinking is, well, we are not saying we are not going to relate with you, but you have some of your colleagues in Nigeria that is also working in bamboo. And so Mr. Okeme has to get across to me while I was at Federal University of Abeokuta. Fortunately, I was appointed the Vice Chancellor of the Landmark University about that time. And so it's an opportunity for me also to say, why can't we revisit this issue of bamboo development in Nigeria? And so Landmark University eventually identified bamboo as a resourceful plant that can assume a transformative role in the socio-economic development of Nigeria. We also believe that bamboo development has the potential to provide the much needed employment to our teeming youth. Also that bamboo can be a lead sector for rural industrialization, employment generation, and large-scale poverty reduction in Nigeria. And like I said before, you can see that it will key into SDG 1, no poverty. It will key into SDG 2, zero hunger. It will go to SDG 8, decent work. It will go to 9, when you talk of innovation, industry, and infrastructure. It will go to 11, where you are talking of sustainable communities and cities. It will also go to 13, where you are talking of climate action. And of course, it will dovetail into life on land, talking about SDG 15. So you will see that out of 17, bamboo already has a role to play in more than 10 of the sustainable development goals. So bamboo resources, if properly harnessed, can provide alternative viable livelihood enterprise for large, medium, and small-scale entrepreneurs, including the rural poor. Why won't Landmark University key into all of this as a private university of agriculture? Therefore, Landmark University is looking to establish bamboo plantations and work on bamboo value chain to create jobs and alternative sources of income, especially for rural communities and our teeming youth. So it's on that basis that we have to invite Mr. Ukeme, the Secretary of ABDN. ABDN was not formed yet as at that time. So he has to come on ground to Landmark University to see what we are doing. And also one Dr. Jean-Louis Kumoji from France, who is also working on bamboo, has to join us through Skype. And here we are discussing about how to move bamboo development forward in Nigeria. And so, as a result of that meeting, what came up is what is called LBIG, Landmark Bamboo Innovative Group. So as of today in Landmark, once you mention LBIG or once you mention bamboo, we have a coordinator, somebody that is working on bamboo, and he has retinue of people working with him, just working basically on bamboo. And then you have a group of professors, doctor, academic, and even non-academic that are working on bamboo presently in our university. Like I said, Sustainable Development Goal 11 is the major one that we are keying into. And the major objective is to make cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. And that is what we are doing. And if you look into the target and the objective in detail, you will notice that it says a truly smart city needs multiple layers of intelligence. It has to be smart, it has to be transparent in governance, which must defer power to the city, and not only to the city, even to the rural. It has to be a smart economy, which must promote job creation and formalizes the informal. Smart environmental management through the creation of intelligent infrastructure and the circular use of resources. Of course, smart planning, which creates dense, workable, and inclusive urban planning. And so all that we are looking at is to create a bamboo green community. That is the whole essence, that we may have a community that is green, and the greenery will not just be from the wood point, but from the non-wood bamboo communities. And so, Dr. Ojo from FRIM, if not for the network, has started talking about this resource. And when he was doing that, I was going to say, I will not mention this in my own presentation. But now, while we are still expecting him to come back, we just quickly look at bamboo resource in Nigeria. The economic changes taking place in Nigeria has brought about awareness of bamboo resources and their socio-economic impact, as they are now seen as catalysts of development Bamboo, of course, is a non-wood forest product, which has been and is still regarded as untapped natural resources in our country. According to FAO, 2 species of bamboo are identified in Nigeria. We talk of Bambusa vulgaris and then Ostenaria absinica. But we won't go into the detail because I believe Dr. Joe will still have opportunity to come back. He was trying to show us the bamboo distribution in Nigeria. Here is another map that shows us where do we have the abundance of bamboo in this country. And it cuts across a belt. If you look at Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Anambra, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River, Imo, Delta, Abia, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers. Bamboo are in abundance in those areas. Talking of where they are frequent, of course, you have Bayelsa, you have here in Kwara State, and then we have Ekiti, Kogi, and all of that across the middle belt. So we have Benue. Then you have where it does not, or it appears occasionally. So you talk of Niger Plateau. Then where you don't have it at all, except it started to grow wide, is the upper part of the country. And so, what is our own little contribution as a university towards the major uses of bamboo? The first major one that we key into, with the support of our Department of Civil Engineering and that of Agricultural Engineering and Mechanical Engineering. Let me say the Engineering College as a whole. And of course, the College of Agri, College of Science, and Business. Because I used to tell people, fine, we are University of Agriculture, but no meaningful agricultural practices can be done without mechanization. And the one that we provide that mechanization is Engineering College. So we have College of Engineering. But you agree with me that engineering is application of scientific knowledge. So science has to come in. So we have the College of Science. Then nowadays, Agric is business. So there is need to have College of Business Studies. So we have the College of Business and Social Sciences. So all of that put together, they are the group that you will find in our LBIG, the Landmark Bamboo Innovative Group. So bamboo, being a sustainable, eco-friendly, and durable material, could be cut into desirable sizes and used for constructional purposes. And one of such is, presently in the university, we have an office that is built purely of bamboo, maybe 95% thereabout. But what you will see in and out Are we all back?
Hello?
Yeah, we are listening.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Professor Adeniyi Olayanju. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. I must apologize because we're having some breaks in the network connectivity. So, but you can be sure that every presentation will be made available after the event. So not to worry about the breaks and the points that you cannot hear it all. So we will move straight to, oh, the professor is still on. Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm almost through.
Okay, sir. Please go on, sir.
Thank you. Okay, man. So that is the office that we have, made of bamboo. And this is the bamboo resource in our university. Bamboo here grow in the wild, and we need to collaborate with FRIN, with ABDN, and bamboo-related people to work with us so that we can cultivate it. It has to be an intentional drive. And this is where the bamboo was being harvested. You can see that we are still using our crude method of cutlasses and that is what we talk about development. That is the essence of having this forum. I know in China, we have a lot of some of this equipment that can be used. I've used some while I was there, and so it is doable. It is doable. And so here we are slicing our bamboo. Here we slice in pieces, but I know of a machine, even the way I do my hand, is the way it will just, and you have about 20 pieces. It will cut it into 20 pieces.
Practically.
Now, why won't you be able to get
I love practical.
And then we have bamboo laminates, the process of doing the bamboo laminate, and then the process of gluing the bamboo together. That's what is doing. They are using an hydraulic press. Here you will see the skeletal part of the bamboo office while we are producing it. It has even conduit wiring before we seal it up. And that is the ceiling made of bamboo. That is the floor. Even the floor of that office is made of bamboo. And you can see bamboo all over in different directions. And that is the window. Then you will see the wall. All the walls are made of the bamboo, ceiling of bamboo, floor of bamboo. That's the ceiling. And even the door, the only one that is not bamboo is the handle. Maybe with time, we'll be able to create or fabricate an handle for that door. And that is the environment of the place. We even did the interlocking block. And once you enter that office, Sasama, you don't need an AC. You don't need an air conditioner because the place is as cool as room temperature. Then we also went ahead to say we cannot just have an office without furniture so that we don't waste our time. Then we are being able to have our own chair made of bamboo, our table made of bamboo, our stool made of bamboo, the door made of bamboo, and then different bamboo laminate. To say that in our own little effort, this is what we are able to do. What of if we are able to collaborate with ABDN? What of if federal government pick it up? What of if FRIN also come to work with us? That is the essence of this forum, to say that it is doable, we can do it. Then we also made teaching models for our students so that they don't have to go to the farm before they can have an idea of what bamboo is doing to us. Finally, as a result of COVID-19, we felt we should also be part of it, and we built a foot-operated sanitizing machine. As a matter of fact, I saw this with Tanya in Peru, and I told her we want to work on this and improve on it in Nigeria, and she gave the go-ahead. So Tanya, I'm publicly acknowledging you for that little consideration. Of course, bamboo can be used in paper production. We won't go into that. In textile, in pharmaceutical uses. These are areas that we can go as an association and begin to develop our own. Gone are the days when we want to make this kind of presentation that we go and be downloading pictures online. No, let us see what we are able to do. Let's start small so as to grow big. Then we have household items. And you can see even bamboo food flask. Look at bamboo food flask all over the world. Just this morning online, we have seen a bamboo mobile phone stand, the one that will be able to hold mobile phone. So the market for bamboo is all over the place, and we can be readily assured that once we go into it, especially for the farmers, the riverine area, all of that, they have made use of bamboo in their own local way, scaffolding and all of that. But we have, as a country, we should not just limit the use of bamboo to scaffolding or to construction materials alone. We should move on. The rural community harvests the product independently, as we have seen. Then in most city, bamboo posts are arranged for sale at destination. In Abuja, there we know how much a stick of bamboo costs. So all of this together, what of the policy? I know Dr. Joe is likely going to talk on this also, because I know there are policy in place. The demand for bamboo is already increasing. And there is no doubt that the policy and legislation that will promote the sustainable production of raw material for the industry will be put in place in accordance with Anatasa Declaration of 1997. What are the challenges? In all of these that we have spoken about bamboo, notwithstanding all these wonderful attributes and potential of bamboo as an essential material for various applications, there are some problems associated with its use. The major one is the untreated bamboo is of great attraction to insects, such as ants, beetles, termites, as well as fungi. That's why it has to be treated. If you want to make use of it, then you must use it. And this is because the starch content is very high. And what are the constraints? And I think ABDN will take this up. Let us have an inventory data on raw material base. If we have some, can we update it? Wastages in the processing of the material. How do we reduce wastages? By having the right tool. If you have the correct tool, the correct machine, then we reduce the wastage during processing. Lack of update information. We have mentioned that the technical know-how of people in the sector also has to be improved on, and I know ABDN is up to the task. No proper government policy and legislation on the sector, so government should come in. Contribution to national GDP must be known. Let us know how much is bamboo contributing to our gross domestic product. The importance of the sector and the socio-economic development of the country is yet to be known, and therefore it should be acknowledged. The yield, qualities, cultural requirements of the resources are also not fully known. In conclusion, Nigeria is a country with an economy in transition. Over 80% of our population live in rural environment where their subsistence depends on the forest. Landmark University is located in one of such places. The conscious cultivation of bamboo, mind that, is necessary to sustain our business and spring up other businesses of industrial processing of bamboo-based consumer products. In the light of this, ABDN and others are seeking the partnership of the international community in our endeavor to champion bamboo development in Nigeria and make this miracle plant become the mainstay in the rural economy, which will in turn reduce the skyrocketing unemployment rate. What are the recommendations? Inventory of bamboo in terms of location, in terms of quantity, in terms of quality. R&D in the establishment and management of the species in the natural forest and plantation. Setting up cottage industries, as we are doing to cassava, as we are doing to rice, let them also pick bamboo and build industry like that. And we know that all of this can be done. We know some of our members of council, members of this area already have some of this industry. How much of support are they getting from government? Identify very good projects based on bamboo plantation to be implemented in forest reserve that have been classified as unproductive in terms of timber resources. And finally, research needs to be conducted into the biological, engineering, and medicinal values of bamboo. On this note, I want to say once again a very big congratulations to all of us for having this forum and for saying the snare is broken. As bamboo developers, we have escaped. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so very much, Professor Adeniyi, Engineer Professor Adeniyi Olayanju. Your presentation could not have been more apt. We thank you, and for the listeners and participants, attendees, I hope that you have taken something from this presentation. And if you haven't really, because of the lengthy presentation, then I could say, Professor noted that bamboo could be a lead sector in industrializing the rural communities of Nigeria. One of the constraints that Professor respectfully would permit me to add would be that there is so much lack of awareness in terms of what bamboo could contribute to Nigeria. What oil is to Nigeria, bamboo is to several countries. It is contributing to countries' GDP. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you for this wonderful presentation. So let's move on and then have Mr. Ojo, if he can rejoin and go on with his presentation. Mr. Ojo, please, if you are with us, can you continue with your presentation? Mr. Ojo is from the Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, and he's also the Assistant Secretary of Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. For those who are just joining us, you are on to the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum with the theme towards a national roadmap for bamboo industry development in Nigeria. This event is hosted by the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria in collaboration with Landmark University. Mr. Joe had before now started his presentation, but the internet connection broke midway. So we want him to continue the presentation now. Mr. Joe, if you are with us, please, you have the floor.
Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right.
We're hearing you.
All right. Sorry for the break in transmission. So like I was saying, I was trying to tell us about how Nigeria is a blessed country as far as natural resource is concerned, and talking about the area covered by forests and as non-timber forest products. So talking about bamboo, I was actually trying to define what bamboo is to us. That bamboo is a vernacular name or a general name given to a woody grass, invariably telling us that it belongs to grass family known as the Poaceae and subfamily Bambusoideae. It's one of the fastest growing plant species in the world, and it matures readily. In fact, it is being referred to as a poor man timber in some places, though now it is a plant of engineering value, and it can be classified into two major parts based on their rhizome, which is known as a leptomorph and the pachymorph. And according to literature, there are about over 1,500 species of bamboo. According to FAO and the International Network on Bamboo and Rattan Network in 2005, as reported by Dobovikov, that bamboo may have covered over 36 million acres worldwide. About 16 countries in Asia is accountable for 24 million acres of bamboo in the world. Bamboo in Africa, because there's no way we could have talked about bamboo in Nigeria, the resource in Nigeria, without talking about it in Africa generally. Africa has a total of about 2.7 million acres of bamboo forests. And Africa possesses, out of over 1,500 species of bamboo, Africa possesses about species. And 40 of the species are actually found in Madagascar. Bamboo in Africa, still continuing. According to IMBA, Policy Synthesis reports 2/3 of African bamboo are found in Ethiopia, like I said earlier, and about 1 million acres, representing almost 67% of African bamboo that are found in Ethiopia. Bamboo in Nigeria. We have come back home now. According to this report, that is the IMBA and FAO in 2005, as reported by this author, Dobovikov, in 2007. It states that in Nigeria, a total of 1.5 million acres of bamboo is covered our forest, can be found in our forest land, though there could be a kind of an exception to this. So Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria is working assiduously to confirm this figure. Yes, I would like to make reference to our beloved VC, the engineer professor, when he showed this map, then trying to tell us that I was talking about it. Yes, we can see, according to this table and the map, that in Nigeria, there are some states like Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, Delta, and some other ones like that, that their forest land are more than 10%, not less than 10% that are covered with bamboo. In places like Ekiti, Bayelsa, Lagos, Kogi, Kwara, Benue, and Nasarawa, they are having up to 6 to 9% of their forest land covered with bamboo. Then, in Niger, Taraba, Plateau, and Abuja, they are having nothing less than 3 to 5.9% of their forest land covered by bamboo. And those that are less than 3% of their forest covered by bamboo are Adamawa, Bauchi, Borno, Gombe, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Jigawa, Yobe, and Zamfara. But I want to say that mere looking at this figure, they are old as far as we are concerned in Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria. So there is need for validation and revalidation. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, you can.
All right. So we can see a Raw Material Research Development Council came up with this figure in 2004. Ogunwusi and Onwalu also, and there are so many other people that have made use of this figure. But as a research institute, we are always curious when we see any figure emanating like this. So I wish to use this medium to inform the whole world that Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria is working assiduously in documenting properly the amount of bamboo resources that we have in Nigeria based on ecological zone and state zone. Then we need to talk about the different bamboo species in Nigeria. Based on that record of raw materials research, we see that there are about 5 species of bamboo representing 5 genera. And those ones they claim to have been in Nigeria, either introduced or are indigenous, are Hekelia africana, Lucinia alpine, Oreobambus boashide, Ocitenatera absinica, and Thanocalamus testillate. But according to Forest Herbarium Ibadan and Ojo et al. 2016, the indigenous species in Nigeria is Bambusa vulgaris and Ocitenatera absinica. FHI, that's Forest Herbarium Ibadan, is the largest in West Africa, and it is situated in Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria. So based on this claim, we could see that the 2 major bamboo species that can be found in Nigeria are Bambusa vulgaris and the Ocitenatera absinica. The Bambusa vulgaris are endemic to the southern part of Nigeria, while the Ocitenatera absinica to the northern part. Talking about the Bambusa vulgaris, there are 2 major varieties of this species. We have the Bambusa vulgaris variety Vitata and Bambusa vulgaris varieties Wami. The difference between the 2 of them is that the Vitata has a kind of a yellow corm, which makes it to be beautiful, and it is majorly used as ornamental plants. But the Bambusa vulgaris Wami has greenish corm, and it is a bit bigger than that of the Vitata. In conclusion, bamboo is widely distributed in Nigeria, there's no doubt. But as distributed as it is, maybe as a result of its self-regeneration or the capability of self-regenerating, there's not a single one planted at large quantity for commercial purpose now presently in Nigeria based on research. But Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria has taken the lead on this because based on the research we have conducted on how to propagate it easily, the Institute has started establishing very vast area of bamboo plantation. The distribution of different bamboo species across the tropical and subtropical regions naturally dependent on certain conditions, such as soil type, rainfall, and the altitude. All these that are mentioned here are highly favorable in Nigeria. So the distribution of bamboo in Nigeria is very vast because the weather condition is conducive. In spite of bamboo importance, we could see the FISI enumerated sole uses that bamboo can be, those things bamboo can be used for. We can see that in spite of all those importance, global statistics on its resource production and trade remain scarce and inconsistent to this present moment, as important as it is. Then the lack of reliable, comprehensive data on bamboo resources and utilization hamper their sustainable development and limits the potential to contribute to poverty alleviation and reduction. On this note, all those things should be taken into cognizance, because before bamboo can actually serve the purpose which it has to serve, comprehensive report must be on it, especially on availability, on propagation, and on utilization. I am very happy when I heard the VC saying that they would love to collaborate with Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria on utilization. Yes, sir. And we are very happy to hear that. And the message will also be relayed to our Director General. And very soon you will hear from us. Recommendation to make effective policy, because I heard the VC saying that Dr. Ojo will be talking on policy making. Yes, I am supposed to talk on policy making, but there are some things we need to put in place before we can actually have effective policies that guide the development and investment on bamboo development. Decision makers need accurate information on these plants, different types, characteristics, and abundance in Nigeria. Not only this, like I said earlier on, there are so many things that we need to put into cognizance before effective policies can be made and bamboo can be taken into proper utilization and development. Like I said, a proper inventory and assessment of bamboo resources in Nigeria must not be underrated, because without this, the purpose for which bamboo has even come to serve will not be achieved. I'm happy to inform the whole world that FRIN, that's Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, has taken the initiative to carry out proper inventory and enumeration of bamboo resources in Nigeria with the use of high-resolution GPS, GIS, and attendant ground truthing in order to confirm, because it is possible for GIS to be used and some of those things to be misinterpreted. Like now, where we are having cassava and maize or giant grasses, the resolution can as well be showing that there are bamboos there. But we need to carry out a kind of ground truthing in order to confirm the actual amount of bamboo that we have in Nigeria. And on a final note, all stakeholders are hereby called upon to support this initiative, because to move bamboo forward in Nigeria, to develop it to the level with which it will provide employment and taking people away from poverty, all hands must be on deck. I want to appreciate everybody that have listened. I want to thank you for your time, and I appreciate the organizer of this program, that's Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. I want to believe that if we continue this way, bamboo development will be a thing that has come to stay in Nigeria. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ojo. I keep mispronouncing your name. I'm sorry about that. Now I know it's Dr. Ojo A. Robert, PhD from the Forestry Research Institute and the Assistant Secretary, Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. We thank you for this wonderful presentation. Yes, some facts to just maybe spice it up a bit. More than 2.5 billion people globally use bamboo in one form or the other. I want you to think about that as we move on to the next presentation. The next presentation very quickly will be brought to us by Obong Celestin Etowe, FCA. He is an investment consultant and the former Director General of Akwa Ibom Investment Promotion Council, AKICO. I'm not sure about that. Akwa Ibom, I need to get that correctly, I'm sorry. He is the former Director General of Akwa Ibom Investment Corporation. Obong Celestin Etowe will be speaking on the topic opportunities for investment in bamboo value chain in Nigeria. Let's make welcome Obong Celestin Etowe, FCA. Hello, Obong Celestin, are you there? You have the floor now, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Are you hearing me, sir, please? Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great.
We are hearing you, sir.
Okay, so first of all, happy World Bamboo Day to all of us. I'll be taking you through opportunities for investment in the bamboo value chain in Nigeria. And my job has been so simplified because I listened to the VC of Landmark University, and he went through a lot. I also listened to Dr. Joe, and he also touched on so many critical areas. So we just go straight to a few of the opportunities. Bamboo is the main raw material for the production of over 3,000 products that are in daily use across the world. Let me see. Hold on. Yep. The products include particle boards, veneer, toothpicks, incense sticks, skewers, mats, cottons, newsprint, biofuel, dashboards, laptop casing, golf tees, skateboards, etc. Now, the production of these items provides considerable business opportunities to investors in the value chain, which consists of, number one, the propagation and planting of bamboo. Number two, on processed and semi-processed usage of bamboo. Number three, the processing / conversion of bamboo, and then the marketing and distribution of bamboo, including exporting what we have produced. Now, the opportunities in propagation and planting as follows. Investors can establish bamboo nurseries to meet the needs of those who plan to establish bamboo plantations. So you set up your nursery, and all you are doing is produce these little ones for those who are doing the big plantations. You can also undertake plant to undertake environmental protection. There are those who are who have difficult terrains and they want to protect where they live. There are also those who grow ornamental species as flowers. And so one can set up nurseries to meet the needs of these individuals. There are also opportunities in unprocessed and semi-processed usage of bamboo. And this is where most Nigerians see the use of bamboo. So investors can target the supply of bamboo poles for scaffolding and props in building construction. The VC dwelt on this. And so people can go a step further by treating this bamboo so they can have second usage, not just single use and being discarded as firewood. Investors can also supply bamboo poles to farmers for the construction of barns and fences, and also as stanchions for creeping crops. There is also the opportunity to export bamboo poles after treatment against pests to countries that need them. Now, the big one is opportunities in processing and conversion. This way, entrepreneurs have limitless opportunities to invest in the value chain. The production of one or several products for which bamboo serves as raw material. And we will look at this more closely. Bamboo replicates the characteristics of wood and wood timber and can almost infinitely be substituted in furniture making. And so our tables, our chairs can be made, doors can be made of bamboo. I watched Prof's slide, the VC slide, and I saw even buildings made of bamboo. Bamboo is also used in making particle boards, medium density fiber boards, mat boards, corrugated roofing sheets, flooring, molding beams, etc. The list is endless. You have toothpicks there, which is common, mats, cottons, ice cream spoons, and tongue depressors. Let's see the next slide. And here, the conversion and processing takes us to making pulp and paper and textile products. So in pulp, bamboo can be used to make newsprint, bond paper, toilet tissue, cardboards, cement sacks, coffee filters. And look at textile industries, clothing, underwear, socks, bulletproof vests, blankets, towels, sheets, pillows, mattresses, baby diapers. You can see that the list continues. And in bioenergy, food, beverage, and automotive industries, bamboo can be used to produce charcoal, biofuel, pyrolysis, firewood, gasification, briquettes, pellets, biomass. And it's also possible to extract beer, vinegar, wine, tea from bamboo. And for the automotive industries, the steering wheel and cover can be made of bamboo. Dashboards made of bamboo, interior trim, and body parts. And we are aware that BMW is using bamboo for their dashboard. Now, in sports, electronics, and high-tech industries, bamboo has been used to make bicycles, skateboards, surfboards, snowboards, golf tees, phone cases, mouse, keyboard, speakers, laptop casing, and bioplastics. Then in the marketing and distribution, including exports, bamboo end products are much sought after globally for their natural beauty and low carbon footprint. In these days of environmentally conscious these times where people are environmentally conscious, the marketing of bamboo products like chairs, tiles, curtains can yield enormous profits. Bamboo in semi-processed state for use in fencing and basketry are very exportable. Now in the next slide, we will look at samples of these bamboo products. And these ones are the products of technology, as it were. Technology is used so that you can see that the bamboo gets modified until you don't even know that it's bamboo that was used. This is like a screen, that's bamboo mats. This is floor, bamboo used for flooring. And these are center tables. This is kitchen slab made of bamboo. And this one, you'll not believe that this laptop casing is made of bamboo. But that is it there. Now we also have machines. There are machines for processing this, for processing the raw bamboo to the finished products. And the Secretariat of the Association of Bamboo Development in Nigeria has contact of the manufacturers of these machines, the suppliers of these machines, and whoever wants can have access to these suppliers. In conclusion, let me say that investors have a chance of reaping good profits as pioneers in the industry in Nigeria, especially in the area of household furniture, to reduce the use of timber, which is fast diminishing. Expected returns on investments would be in the region of 30% from the first year of operation. And let us say that when we talk about let's diversify the economy in Nigeria, let's leave oil alone, I think this is an area that one should not forget. This is one area that we should go into. And talking about investments in this sector, the entry level in terms of capital requirements could be as low as 100,000 naira. And this is where the investor goes in to harvest bamboo in the wild and sells it, cuts it, and sells it in the timber market. As you move to where you add value, not just selling the bamboo poles, but adding value by processing, then the capital requirement will increase to somewhere around 5 million naira, where you have to treat the bamboo, and where you are going into processing and processing to have toothpicks, to have boards, etc., etc. That is when the capital requirements will increase from about 50 million to 250 million naira. And so this is the time for investors to come in and take advantage of this very green area in Nigeria. And I want to say that they will not regret it, because the potentials are enormous. Thank you very much. This is the end of my presentation, and copies will be made available. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Obong Celestine Etowem, FCA, for this wonderful presentation. The potential of bamboo and the investment opportunities is not to be overemphasized. Nigeria is like a virgin land for this kind of investment. So we know that consultants don't let out all information. You just have to spread a bit and then wait for who will call you for detail. We appreciate your presentation. Thank you very much. And let me take some time to recognize, if he's present here, the representative of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State. We welcome you, sir. He is the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture. He is here representing the Honorable Commissioner. Thank you for joining us. And if you're just joining us, you're on to the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum.
I've been here from the beginning.
Oh yes,
I've been here with you right from the beginning. I logged on even before you came on board. Yeah.
Okay, we appreciate you, Ken, sir. We welcome you especially, sir. Thank you very much. So if you're just joining us, you're on to the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum with the theme towards the national roadmap for bamboo industry development in Nigeria. This event is organized by the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria in collaboration with Landmark University. And without further ado, we will move on to the next presentation. The next presentation is to be taken by Honorable Sunday Anyang. Honorable Sunday Anyang is the Federal Commissioner, Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. He is also the Chairman, Governing Council, Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. He will be speaking on industrial processing of bamboo in Nigeria, a practitioner's report. Honorable Sunday Anyang, welcome.
Thank you, Ukeme. Let me say happy World Bamboo Day to everyone, and also especially thank our sponsors and supporters, beginning from the VC, Professor Denny of Landmark University, who has been most enthusiastic about what we are doing today. I don't know if our friends from Raw Material Research are here, but they've also been supportive. I believe one of our technical supporters out of Taiwan, Mr. Jackie Hong of Chungyung Bamboo, I want to say a special greeting to him, as well as to my colleagues on the governing board and the National Executive Council of the Association for Bamboo Development. But I'll start my presentation basically by issuing a disclaimer, in the sense that I now work for the federal government of Nigeria, and I'm participating in ABDN strictly because it is an NGO. I'm no longer an active practitioner in bamboo because by the rules of the laws of the Federal Republic, I have a full-time job. So I'm bringing to bear my experience in the past. I've had two encounters with bamboo. The first of which was way back in the early 90s, when, as a board member of an investment group, we provided funds for a toothpick factory in Lagos. As early as 1991, 92, that factory was up and running, but it didn't last. I was not really involved in the operations of the factory, because probably if I had been, I would not have made another attempt at investment in bamboo processing. That attempt ended on an unfortunate note. Some reasons brought forward to the board at that time included exchange rate volatility, the perennial problem of power, as well as stiff competition from cheap imports. But I continue to be rather upset at the way we're importing things from outside the country, things that we could do with our own resources, and bamboo kept coming up to my mind. So this time around, along with some friends, we decided to set up an integrated bamboo processing plant in Akwa Ibom State. We thought, based on the previous experience, that an integrated plant was the way to go, because the way bamboo is structured, there is nothing to waste in bamboo if you are processing bamboo. Right from the leaves to the stem is useful. So if you are just using the stem or the pole as in common usage, or combs as the technical people call it, you may not get the best out of bamboo. So we thought that an integrated approach would assist us in realizing the full potential of the bamboo pool. Because as I said earlier, the bamboo pool, as everybody knows, is bigger at the bottom half or bottom water. It gets thinner as it goes to the top. But I'll come back to that in terms of my experience. I just want to make 2 comments now in relation to the papers that have already been presented. There's need, obviously, for validation of the extent of bamboo resources available to us in Nigeria. And I welcome the plan of Dr. Joe and his colleagues at the Forestry Research Institute to do that. But business people are practical people. So before they do their research, I can confirm to them that there's a high degree of truth in the assertion that close to 10% of the natural vegetation cover in Nigeria is bamboo, at least in Akwa Ibom State, in Cross River State, in River State that I happen to be familiar with. These are areas from which we have harvested bamboo for use. And what we found out was that if you clear a certain plot of land totally, by the time it grows back, even when the bamboo that was there before was rather sparse, you would have more bamboo without bothering to plant. I mean, the scientists at the forestry, like Dr. Joe, will know what this means. But for a practical businessman, I found it very interesting that when we harvested bamboo, after about 6 months, we go back, we're able to harvest again another year. From the same spot, we kept harvesting over the 4 years or 5 years that we ran our factory. We can show the pictures of some of the factories. So based on anecdotal evidence, there's actually bamboo, at least for us to get started in terms of processing in this country. And it is a major disappointment to some of us that we've not had more being done with bamboo as a resource in Nigeria. The bamboo is there, beyond using them, of course, as scaffolding and props in building construction. I think that we've confirmed in practice that bamboo can actually work. So what are the key lessons we have learned in terms of practice? One, the first lesson we've learned, as I said earlier on, or hinted, is that the business concepts, when you want to process bamboo industrially, the first lesson we've learned is that it is better done either as an integrated plant or in the form of a cluster. Why do we say so? If you have just a plant for making bamboo mats, you likely will not use more than 20 to 30% by value of a typical bamboo pole. You likely will not use. And if you are not able to realize value for more of the bamboo pole, you could have cost problems because your competitors outside the country, in Vietnam, in China, in even India, your competitors are able to use the entire length of the bamboo, including the leaves and branches, which usually, in our own case, when we cut the bamboo in the bush, we leave them behind. So a typical example is if you are doing toothpicks, for instance, you use the thin 3mm part from the skin, 3 millimeters. The rest, the branches, the rest of the bamboo is left unused. That, of course, is a major waste. In cost terms, you're going to have problems. So the way bamboo is structured, what might look to you like waste to one operator if you are doing, say, bamboo boards? What is waste to you? Because you cannot use the top 1/3 of the bamboo pole. It's too thin, both in terms of the skin and in terms of the size of the pole itself. So you let it go. But that could be sold off to another person as raw material, say for the person doing stick products, which is incense sticks, toothpicks, skewers, ice cream spoons, tongue depressors for use in hospitals. Even recently, one of my technical people in Taiwan said India ordered huge amounts of equipment to use in making swabs for COVID-19 tests, bamboo sticks. They put cotton at the end of the stick to use it as a swab for COVID-19 tests. So even in this pandemic, some people find a way to use bamboo. The other aspect of it, as I also mentioned, is the raw material is easily available. When we started our factory in Akwa Ibom State, the first set of bamboo we used, we harvested within a kilometer of the factory. We're just driving down the street, and our factory is in the middle of the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Uyo. So even within an urban setting, we're able to harvest bamboo that was suitable for use and as an industrial raw material. I believe that this speaks to the availability of bamboo for that purpose, for bamboo, availability of bamboo in the wild, And I believe also, and Dr. Joe will probably confirm this or look into this, if bamboo can grow in the wild, if it begins to assume economic value, have more economic value, high economic value, I think it would be something that people can actually go out and deliberately propagate and plant, as Obongetuwem pointed out, as an investment activity. So in terms of availability, I believe that that has been confirmed in practice. I'm also aware that there are other people doing toothpicks in the country, and they have not found problems with accessing bamboo. There are also people doing bamboo board. At least 2 people have attempted to do bamboo board, laminated bamboo board in Nigeria, and they didn't have problems sourcing raw materials as such. They didn't have problems. There are other problems such as power and all that. The other area in which I think I should make a point is the technology. For now, Nigeria does not have has a rather narrow industrial engineering base. So if you want to do any investment or processing of bamboo, you have to import the technology. These machines, some of them look quite simple, but they are precision machines and they are electronically driven. So it will take a while, I guess, for Nigeria to get to the point where they can manufacture, machines. But in the interim, we can import. As Obongetuwem pointed out, we have sources of supply, both outside in China and in Taiwan and places like that. So in our own case, we imported the technology from abroad. That also has its own implications. That means spare parts, you have to get the spare parts in a huge volume. That means you tie down a lot of money because you cannot easily get the parts fabricated for you in Nigeria, especially the parts that are made of special alloys, like the cutting edges. That speaks again, I believe there's somebody from the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment attending this forum, and the country needs to find a way to create an industrial engineering base, expand it so that if you have a machine like that, if you have machines that you imported originally and you have to get spare parts, you don't have to wait. You can try to stock up on spare parts, but they increase the capital cost of doing business. And sometimes some spare parts, you run out, you have to bring them in by courier. That can be pretty expensive. The other thing pertains to scale. I've already alluded to it, but I got to tell you that for some levels of production in the bamboo business, scale is everything. Scale is everything. The scale at which you produce is critical. That's what we found. Initially, we bought just one line of equipment. We were supposed to do an integrated factory, but the capital cost was quite high. I think Obongetuwem even underestimated it. To do one line of integrated bamboo processing machine, factory where you are doing stick products, you are doing things like mats, and you are doing things like boards, panels, furniture. You need a huge sum of money, If you do just one line, you might not be able to compete because the volume of business is huge. I mean, in terms of the one we specialized in, the toothpick factory, you probably need up to 10 lines, or even something like the incense sticks, which is a huge business, unknown to us. Even Tata, the big group we know about in India, Tata is involved in that business. And right now, Nigerians have been offered contracts to supply sticks for use by Buddhists and Hindu adherents all over the world, they can never get enough of these sticks. And Vietnam is cashing in, Ethiopia is cashing in, and Nigeria can easily join. They can't meet the demand, but it is something you need to do on a huge scale, 20 lines, 30 lines, and because most of it is highly manual, or rather, it's not automated. There are machines, but you need people to operate the machines. It's not a very automated process. It employs a huge number of people. So scale is everything. Even for board, to make board products, you need a lot of scale to be able to meet, because of course, the more high scale you do, the lower your cost. Scale drives down costs. So that is that for scale and scope. Costs, I've already alluded to costs. In Nigeria, cost continues to be, we're a high cost country when it comes to anything processing, and you have to use power. That automatically, I'll detail this for you, ladies and gentlemen. A bamboo pole right now in China will cost you in the region of $5. At the current exchange rate, that is about 2,500 Naira for a pole of bamboo. Yes, admittedly, the Moso bamboo that we have in China is maybe like 5 times the size of the typical Nigerian bamboo, even the large one. But even at that, we have a huge cost advantage in terms of the raw material cost. In terms of the raw material cost, we have a huge. Hello? Are you hearing me? You have a huge raw material cost, but all that cost advantage is wiped out when you have to run electricity, you use a generator 24/7. That's what we found out in the field, that the cost, so power continues to be a problem, a serious problem that Nigeria needs to address if we are to take advantage of the opportunities offered by bamboo. We need to address the issue of power. We need to address the issue of scale. We need to address the issue of capital cost, the cost of funds. By the time you want to do a large-scale investment, you find out that a typical bamboo processing factory that wants to go beyond maybe just treating the bamboo for insect infestation, you looking no longer at a typical SME. You are looking at the borderline between a medium scale operation and a large scale operation. Either that, or you're looking at a cluster. And a cluster cannot be created out of thin air. Somebody needs to facilitate it. And I hope that the people in the Ministry of Industry are here and are paying attention, that they can facilitate, and state governments too. They can facilitate the establishment of clusters, encourage people so that the raw material or the waste of one operator is the raw material of the other one. For instance, in our own original business concept, we had hoped to do boards, mats, and so on. If you do boards and mats, then the toothpick material becomes free, because you will realize the cost of the bamboo pole from the board products. Then the top 1/3 that you would normally throw away becomes a free input, and which is why, during my experience running a factory, we always found that at any one time, if we pay our price, the Chinese importers from China will always beat us on price. They can, because for them, the toothpick product, the material for toothpick is virtually free. The same thing with the energy pellets. Usually when we harvest bamboo, as I said earlier, we leave the branches, we leave the leaves in the forest, but in places like China or Vietnam, those leaves and branches are then used with the waste to make energy pellets, which has a big market, a huge market, especially in this age of environmental consciousness, when people are talking about renewable energy, bioenergy, and all that. The bamboo, of course, is considered a renewable resource because it matures every 3 to 4 years. Packaging can also be an issue. Packaging can also be an issue. We found out that when we started our toothpicks factory, the central bank had placed a ban on the release of foreign exchange for the importation of toothpicks. So we're in good shape, price-wise. But the market just would not accept what we thought was environmentally conscious, friendly packaging in terms of we try to use paper boxes. Meanwhile, I know that in some countries of the world, you are not allowed to use plastic carelessly. They insist on paper. Paper is considered easier to dispose of. It's easier to handle than plastics. But the Nigerian market insisted they want to have plastics. And if you want to add the cost of providing your own packaging line, that could double the cost of initial capital requirement. You need more capital to set up your factory. On the other hand, you can outsource. We tried to outsource, but the minimum quantity requirement of the plastics manufacturers was just too high for us to carry that kind of inventory. You spend maybe 90% of your working capital stocking up on packaging material. I don't think that's a very efficient use of capital, and that again will impose a higher cost on you. So again, this speaks to the need to expand the industrial base. I don't think that we all know, for instance, that if people making cars, they produce very little of the materials, they outsource virtually everything. If they have 2,000 parts, perhaps 1,500 are outsourced to other producers because the producers are there. But if you are doing, say, toothpicks, you have to now go and put a plastic line. Meanwhile, your core competence is in toothpicks. So that speaks to one of the difficulties of production in Nigeria, and we need to do something about that. The market wasn't a problem, but now that we are talking about border closure with Nigeria and all that, smuggling is a huge issue. Smuggling is a huge issue. In the first few months after in the 2016-2017 time period, after the central bank placed a ban on the issuance of foreign exchange for the importation of things like toothpicks and so on, we found out that the distributors and wholesalers who were selling imported items, they were looking for us. But it didn't take long before they were able to find a way to import inferior products, as it were, because our guys who go abroad to import these things specify a rather lower grade. They use the second skin, not the first skin of the bamboo, to make these toothpicks. So the second skin of the bamboo, as some people might have noticed, they break easily. But we use the top skin, or even at that, the market liked our product, but price was an issue. Once they were able to bring in smuggled products, price became a very big issue. I kind of started with the conclusion, which was that, yes, it is actually feasible to process bamboo in Nigeria. In fact, I have to say, when we were going into the business, we had our doubts. We wondered, could Nigerian bamboo be the same as China or Vietnamese or Indian bamboo? Would it work in these machines that were not originally created to work on Nigerian bamboo? But I am happy to report, as a former practitioner, that in fact, the Nigerian bamboo is very suitable. The one that the Dr. Ojo called Bambusa vulgaris is very suitable for most purposes. But then again, we look at our neighbors in Ghana. Our neighbors in Ghana have been able to bring in new species that are not native to Ghana or to West Africa. They're in the same agroecological zone as Nigeria, and they have brought in these species and have successfully grown them. So I hope that the Forestry Research Institute will also look into the possibility of bringing species that may not be native to Nigeria, but can equally do well here, so that we have a wide variety of species too, especially the larger ones. There's even a species of bamboo that has been made so that the core, the opening inside in the middle is very small. The body is very thick for most purposes. It's very thick. That one has been, I think, genetically modified. I don't know whether that is environmentally friendly, but I think the Research Institute can look into that. Landmark University can also look into that in terms of trying to bring in new species of bamboo. So the Nigerian bamboo is available. There should be propagation and plantation, but we don't have to wait. There's just too much unemployment in Nigeria. There's too much poverty. I think that we can come together as we have done in this beginning to preach the message according to bamboo. I won't go the gospel, to preach the message of bamboo to Nigerians. And if officialdom buys into it, if practitioners continue to exhibit the spirit that the likes of the DG of Forestry Research Institute, Dr. Joe, Professor Adeni, and all my other colleagues have done, I think that we are set to take bamboo in Nigeria to a higher height. And that would really be good. Good for the country in terms of resource use, good for the country in terms of employment, good for the country in terms of foreign exchange earnings and all that. And that would be a great thing to mark the beginning of this process on this World Bamboo Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Honorable Sunday Ayam, a former practitioner and the Federal Commissioner Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, and also the Chairman Governing Council Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. We would move on now. We were supposed to have the International Bamboo and Rattan Organization, INBA, take the fifth presentation. But as you all know, or you all may know, that today is World Bamboo Day and INBA is all over the place. We're still expecting, but I think it will be late by the time they get here. But we can assure you that INBA will make available the presentation to us, their presentation to us, and then we will send to everyone who would like to have all the presentations in this meeting today. So I would like to quickly go to, we just received a message from the president of World Bamboo Organization, and he sends his greetings, Michel Abadie. He could not make it to the event because today is World Bamboo Day, as I said. And also Dr. John Lokuyumji, president of Bamboo Sciences and Innovations from France, also sent his greetings to everyone. At this juncture, I would like to call, at this point, let me call on for the goodwill message by the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, here represented by the Permanent Secretary of that ministry. If Mr. John is here, the Permanent Secretary of Ministry of Agriculture, then we are ready for your goodwill message. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm here with you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you, sir. Welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Dr. John Maxson, MNI. I'm the Permanent Secretary, like you've said already, Minister of Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State. In this meeting, I'm representing the Honorable Commissioner, Dr. Glory Edet, who right now is attending the State Executive meeting. And she has asked me to step in here for her. For us in Akwa Ibom State, like some of you might have been aware, the state government got interested in bamboo business about 2018 and actually indicated her presence. And part of what the state government did at that time to show commitment to the development of the bamboo subsector was to attend the World Bamboo Congress that was held in Mexico of that year. And subsequently, we in the ministry have been working steadily and slowly by way of acquisition of land, because as we all know, as have even been said today by various presenters, bamboo in this part of the world grows in the wild. And for us to convert it into an economic venture, then we need to make conscious efforts into bamboo production. And as a government, Akwa Ibom State decided to kick off and stimulate production of bamboo by owning a plantation. And that process has started by the acquisition of land for that to be done. And that takes me to some of those that have spoken before, who incidentally, in the Association of Bamboo Development in Nigeria, 3 persons that are featured in today's meeting incidentally happen to come from Akwa Ibom State. And that places this state in a very advantageous position in terms of pushing ahead for the development of the bamboo subsector. And so as a ministry, we therefore want to congratulate the association for this initiative. We want to congratulate Nigeria for buying into what other countries have used over the years to promote the economies of their people. We want to congratulate the secretary, Okeme, who incidentally is from this state, and Obong Celestine Tuwem, and Honorable Sunday Ayam. Perhaps now that the state government has indicated interest in bamboo development, Honorable Sunday Ayam might have to reconsider going back into active participation in development and processing of the bamboo. The Honorable Commissioner had asked me to wish you well and to tell you that she looks forward to a day that you and her and the ministry will have a more detailed discussion on how Akwa Ibom State and other states in the country, especially those ones in the bamboo belt, will work together to develop and translate all the talkings and all the sciences into tangible projects that our people can benefit from. And the experience we have, having talked with our people, is that whatever new ideas are presented to our people easily lap onto these ideas. The worry, the fear, the anxiety is that sometimes we initiate these activities, these projects, and we don't push them through. I'll give a typical example. Today in this state, Akwa Ibom State government is into promotion of coconut production, and so many individuals, so many communities are excited and they're going into coconut production. They're offering lands, and that's because they have a guarantee of getting money for their products, because the state government is building a factory that will buy off these seeds from them. And therefore, I would say that now that we're talking about development of the bamboo, we should not just encourage our people to either harvest from the wild or to go into like the the presentation on business opportunities. We heard about raising nurseries for processing or for ornamentals. Definitely people can go into that, but then we need to guarantee them the market. And so while we are looking at the production side also, we should also be looking at people that will uptake these materials so that people don't just produce, borrow money as such. We're all very familiar with cost of finances in this country. You borrow money and go into production of bamboo and you end up not having off-takers. So I want to therefore, on behalf of the Honorable Commissioner, congratulate the association, congratulate Landmark University for such wonderful practical things they are doing, showcasing the uses of the bamboo. I had even wanted to ask the professor what they use on the roof to prevent leakage of rains into the roof. I was imagining perhaps there's a waterproofing material in between the bamboos. I'm sure he can tell us more on that. I want to congratulate all of us for this first meeting. I'm sure subsequently we'll have a more robust interactive sessions. Subsequently, we'll begin to showcase the things that we have been using bamboo to do in Nigeria. I will take back the goodwill to the Honorable Commissioner when she comes back from our state executive meeting. And I'll tell her that this association is willing to work with the Akwa Ibom State, while we expect to hear from the association when we could arrange for a more robust discussion as far as Akwa Ibom State is concerned. Thank you very much, and congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to the presenters, and happily and luckily, we've been told we'll have those presentations. Thank you. God bless all of us.
Thank you so very much, Dr. John, the representative of the Honorable Commissioner, Ministry of Agriculture, Akwa Ibom State. Dr. John is the Permanent Secretary, Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Agriculture. Thank you so much for your goodwill message. I guess you want you want some response for some of your remarks, like you wanted to know from Prof, who made a presentation on the bamboo roofing. But I must note respectfully to Prof that you know what Prof showed you is still in the crude category of bamboo. Bamboo has since moved, and there are some refined bamboo products. Aside from, you know, this is at the rudimentary level. What Prof was trying to show in his presentation. Bamboo has since moved beyond that. But I would like Prof, if he wish to respond to now respond to your question.
Thank you.
Thank you, our amiable secretary. I want to once again appreciate the Honorable Commissioner. Just like Mr. Okeme said, what we have there is vet. You know, when you have a leaking roof, most of the time, even when you have a galvanized and all other material, what we use is vet. So at the point at which the two bamboo, the gable, at the point they meet, we put vet and a little concrete on top. Because if the concrete is much, it may not be able to carry the weight. But we have done that, and it's going to 2 years now. We have 2 rainy seasons, and the place is not leaking. When we have opportunity to come after this issue of COVID-19, I think we'll be glad to take people around for them to see. Once again, thank you. We appreciate you. And I want to especially recognize what Akwa Ibom State is doing. It's dated back 2017, thereabouts, and you've been doing well. So greetings to Our Excellency. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof, for the response. Dr. John, I noted your remark about bamboo being planted and not when we wouldn't be sure of having off-takers. It may interest you to know that currently we have demand for our bamboo in the form of bamboo slats from several countries, like in the USA. We have a demand recently for it, but since we have not organized ourselves or even have a business like that on ground, we're still scrambling, looking for ways. So we are talking to a lot of off-takers. Those who want the bamboo poles, the treated bamboo poles, and even the slats and several other forms of bamboo. So we have demand, but we just need to organize and have these products out. And bamboo could earn Nigeria a lot of foreign exchange if we are to get started now. The rural communities could be developed as fast as possible the moment we get this started. So I would like to have Honorable Sunday Ayan to say something regarding that and your other remarks.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, I can understand the concern of the permanent secretary about the off-takers. It is a real issue, but it's not one I would worry about so much. First of all, if we start planting bamboo now, it will take 3 to 4 years before you can even think of harvesting. That is, might not be a terribly long time, but I believe with what we are starting today in Nigeria, with the collaboration we are getting from Forestry Research Institute, Landmark University, with the interest that has been shown in this First National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum, by the time we get to the point where these plantations are maturing for harvesting, we'll have enough off-takers. I should mention that the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria sent his regrets that he couldn't attend this meeting, but insisted that the outcome of the meeting should be sent to them. We are hoping that at some point, and I think Professor Deni alluded to this, at some point, bamboo will get the kind of treatment that rice, textiles, palm oil is getting. It just takes few of us who are really interested in the area to keep pressing for this attention. And when we get there, there'll be a lot of people trying to, I know that people want to invest in bamboo, but they don't really know what to do. So I shouldn't worry too much about the availability of off-takers. Let the people plant the bamboo. As it is now, as I said earlier on in my own presentation, when we started our factory in the middle of Uyo urban city, we were harvesting from around our factory, but now we started going further and further afield, which means that if there's commercial usage, intense commercial usage, what we have in the wild will not even be enough for what we have, for what is needed now. So planting is, and in any case, maybe we'll talk to that when we go to that when we talk about the syndicate session. For rural development, people don't have to plant bamboo 100% of the time. I'm sure Dr. Joe will explain. If you plant bamboo in certain locations, the thing just grows by itself. I mean, this is something that grows in the wild. So you can do it as a part-time thing, you can do it as full-time, you can do it even on homestead basis, which is that you have other things you are doing for a living and just plant bamboo. In fact, exactly what they are doing with coconut in Akwa Ibom State right now. Thank you.
Thank you for that response. I don't know if Dr. Joe would want to say something very briefly. We're winding down now, and we want to thank you for joining this first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum, organized by Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria in collaboration with Landmark University. Dr. Joe, do you have something to add, or we can proceed? Do we continue? Okay, Dr. Joe seems not to be here. I would like, on a final note on the Akwa Ibom Bamboo program, It may interest the forum to know that Akwa Ibom State Governor, His Excellency Governor Omu-Aran, became the first governor in 2017 to sign the Damian Call, and he had extended invitation to the President Michel Abadie, the President of World Bamboo Organization, who visited Akwa Ibom. And Mr. Omu-Aran became the first governor in Africa to sign the Damian Call. That has to be on record. Thank you. Thank you. And then moving on, I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Olubemi. Dr. Olubemi is from is a director from the Raw Material Research and Development Council. Dr. Olubemi, we would like to receive a Google message from you, if you are ready.
Thank you, Mr. Okeme. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Olubemi. I'm standing for my Director General, that's the DG of Raw Material Research and Development Council, Professor H.D. Ibrahim. I'm actually a director in the organization, and I've handled the Agriculture and Agri-Life Services Department. Right now, my colleague is handling the entire state of the Federation. I want to thank Honorable Anyang, who was with us 2 days ago, inviting us to this program. And he had a wonderful time with my Director General. A lot of things were discussed on issues of bamboo and our support for this initiative. I'm sure he will have conveyed what he had with my DG and myself to the organization. I want to say that we are ready to collaborate with you and every stakeholder involved in bamboo. RMIDC has been working on bamboo since the inception of this organization in 1988. And we have an expert in the house, Dr. Ogunwusi, whom Dr. Robert Ojo made reference to in his presentation. We actually carried out a survey of bamboo and its uses across the entire Federation, sometimes between 2002 and 2003. And we produced a publication that came out in 2004, identifying about 5 species of bamboo.
Are you still there?
So, okay, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. So I said we had done a survey sometimes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Yes, I said we did a survey in 2002, 2003, and we came out with a publication in 2004. And a reference was made by Dr. Ojo when he was making his presentation. And in the publication, we made reference to about 5 or 6 bamboo species that we have in the nation. Luckily enough, 2 are indigenous, where the other 4 are exotic. But we have been working assiduously in this field. We have been advocating for plantation of bamboo so that we can develop this particular wonderful plant. A lot of our staff has also gone to China to look at the technology they have there and see how we can bring it down here and domesticate them. However, we know the challenges we are having in this field. We need to bring the stakeholders, the people that consume bamboo. One critical issue that we found out has to do with the technology of processing our bamboo. Most of our investors go to China, procure the equipment, they bring it down here. By the time they push the stick into the machine, it gets stuck because the Chinese bamboo is straight from up to down. But we see our own has some level of curvatures. And so when you pull this bamboo material into the machine, it gets stuck along the way. So it has always been a challenge for those probably who want to go into toothpick making and erroneously goes to China and purchase the equipment. So we need to find a way of developing our local technology in terms of processing this wood material. Luckily enough, I think a Landmark has shown us an example of what they do in their workshop to put together the structure they have on ground. I know it's still work needs to be done in terms of polishing and all that, but it shows that it can be done. Some of us that went to China, I went to Zhejiang, we saw how they use bamboo to build houses, to build bathtubs, to build staircases. And you will love it even more than the conventional material we're using to build our houses there and other things. So I think we need to find a way to bring the technology from China, domesticate those technology to suit our purposes. When we go under the bridge of Maryland in Lagos, we see what they use bamboo to do, cane chairs and all that. I think we can develop, we can upscale what they are doing under that bridge in form of clusters to other areas. We're also in the council, we're also looking at how we can partner with whoever is interested in developing bamboo for so many things. We have done what we need to do research-wise and also advocacy. But I think a policy, just like that has been advocated, has to be put in place. And this policy issue has to come from the stakeholders themselves. And then with the partnership with a few organizations that have mandates for bamboo development. That way we can sit down together, put together all some of this policy, validate it with the consent of all stakeholders, and then we can come up with a document that will become a national matter. So I think these are some of the things that we can do, but RMRDC is ready because we have gone far in bamboo development, but we need to bring in other stakeholders to partner with us to see how we can develop this. So on behalf of my DG, I want to thank the organizers of this program, most especially Honorable Anyang that came, and I took him to our resource center. He saw what we have there, and I can also use this medium to invite you, whenever you are in Abuja, to visit our organization, to visit my office, and then we can show you all that we have done, not only in bamboo, but in other aspects of raw materials in Nigeria. We wish you well and wish that God will continue to be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olugbemi. I'm not sure what's wrong with the audio. I'm trying to fix right now. I disconnected the Bluetooth. Hello?
It was muted. Can you hear me now? I think the thing was muted.
Hello? Are you hearing me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Can I say something?
I think Honorable Anya is to hear from the microphone of his laptop.
Hello?
Honorable, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, I really need to again openly express my appreciation to Raw Material Development, the Director General, and Dr. Olugbemi himself for the very warm reception and the support they've given us. I've already briefed members of the Governing Council and the National Executive Council on my engagement with them a few days ago. Except to add that in terms of technological adaptation and in line with my own paper, which is the practitioner's report, we have overcome that problem of curvature as far as toothpick making and so on is concerned. We came up, supplier who is Chinese, but not from China, is Taiwan Chinese, and is also a supporter and a sponsor of this event, has developed a technology that cuts the bamboo pole between the nodes. So even between the nodes. So if you cut between the nodes, it wears the nodes quite all right, but it's sufficiently straight for you to slice in the machine by the time you split it. That's one. Two, one of the reasons that bamboo processing creates jobs is that it involves a lot of unskilled and semi-skilled people doing what is basically manual inspection. Even the toothpicks. In a typical toothpick factory, you can have up to 30 people doing what we call selection. So again, for the purpose of processing bamboo poles, you select the poles and you try to match the ones that are similar in size so that when you use the splitting instrument, you don't have to waste time choosing them. So you group the ones that are in the same size, the same length, and so on. That helps to overcome the problem of curvature of the typical wild bamboo species. Then, of course, as he has alluded to, we have to plant the right type of species, or even plant these ones that we have. I think deliberate planting would generate relatively usable poles. Thank you very much.
Mr. Okeme.
Thank you. I'm still with you, sir. My network, I think, broke at some point.
Mr. Okeme.
Yes, sir.
Can you permit me to address the director from RMRDC too? Let me quickly add that Raw Material Research and Development Council has a major role to play in bamboo development. Why am I saying that? We've had series of projects that Raw Material has supported, and they are doing well now. While I was in FIRO, that is Federal Institute of Industrial Research at Oshodi in Lagos, before joining academics, I had this Benny seed project, sesame seed, that was supported by Raw Material, even up to the stage of extracting the oil. And so if Raw Material will collaborate with ABDN, and of course to some of our universities and members of this association, I think it will be a very laudable feat. I think what we need to do as an association is to get a proposal across to Raw Material, especially showing all the deliverables. Thank God for what is happening at Akwa Ibom State, where you have the governor key into bamboo development project, where you have the commissioner, and of course the directors key into all of this. If we can have that across the states of the federation, even if it is only 50% of the state, and then we now have the Raw Material Research and Development Council telling us and making sure that they really buy into this bamboo development seriously. I think by the time we're having the second forum, come next year, God's willing, we will have had a tangible result. I'm just glad that Raw Material Research and Development Council is able not only to pledge their support, but to attend this forum. It means that they are ready to go ahead with us. And so we want to plead that RMRDC, especially our director here, make sure that we get this across to the TG. And we are ready to go. We have started, and I know what we need is the support of at national level and of course at the state level. Once again, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Okeme?
Yes,
Mr. Okeme, are you there? Okay, thank you very much. I think I just have to take excuse because I'm supposed to be in another meeting about now. So I want to take excuse and perhaps break off from here, hoping that I wouldn't really miss much because it's like we've really gone far with the meeting. And even if I lose anything, I trust that whatever is remaining, you will get it across to us here. Otherwise, we'll shut the entrance to the state. You won't come back home.
We would like to thank you, sir.
Yes,
thank you so much for finding time to be with us.
Thank you very much. I'm glad. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello. I'm still here.
Hello?
If you're hearing me, we are winding now. We would like to thank everyone who found time to be here today, but we're going straight into the syndicate discussions.
Sorry.
Hello?
Sorry. Hello?
Yes.
Mr. Okeme?
Hello?
Oh, yes, I'm with you, sir.
Sorry, sir. Dr. Oguwusi has just joined us and is the expert we have in the council, I believe, and he's also a member of the International Bamboo and Rattan Association. I believe he has one or two things that he wants to tell us.
Welcome, Dr. Oguwusi.
Thank you very much, my brother. Let me just start by saying that the DG also asked me to join Dr. Olubemi to attend this meeting. And I've been around since. It's not as if I'm just coming. I've had I listened to all the papers that were presented, and I'm very happy. Apart from the one that raw materials also did, there are some other publications on potential of a bamboo in Nigeria, one of which, if possible, I don't know where your office is, which I can send to you. It is sorted by me. Apart from that, let me say that when we were carrying out that survey in 2004, a number of organizations and the farmers showed interest in planting bamboo in Nigeria. Even Ekiti State government wrote to raw materials here that they need about 500,000 seedlings, which we met the then executive director of Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria. That is Professor, I can't remember the name now. And we met with them, he called all the directors, and they promised that they will get back to us. The problem we're having is that the raw material is interested in ensuring that people go into plantation establishment of bamboo in Nigeria. But unfortunately, we don't know where to get the seedlings. That is a major problem. That time we traveled to Ibadan, we went to so many other until the Ekiti State government lost interest. Apart from that, there are also a number of farmers, because from that survey we carried out, there was also a portion that stated that any farmer that is interested in planting bamboo should also signify interest. So many people signify interest throughout the country. But unfortunately, we can't be able to move forward because of lack of planting materials. And also there is one man, Mr. Odunton, that started bamboo plantation in Ogun State. Ogun State government gave him land, about 2-point-something hectares. And he started planting bamboo there. He also brought some exotic species. But unfortunately, what happened was that they now took the land from him later, and then all the project, went into a serious waste. So those are some of the major problems that I think we have to address. The issue of seedlings. I'm sure even up to today, a number of people are still interested in it. So please let us undo. I hope you are listening to me.
Yes, sir.
So if we can know where we can get seedlings, honestly, we can raise people that are so much interested in planting bamboo. I've listened to all the papers. There are so many investment opportunities. Most of them don't have to be very, capital intensive. Like the Honorable said, the part that we go into toothpick differs from the part that we go into plywood. So there are so many opportunities, and raw material is also ready. If it's a matter of cluster, we can also support in that direction. So those are the areas I say, let me just mention, so that, before we can move forward. Then the issue of policy, like Dr. can move forward. It's not when we start establishing the policy, we show direction. Which direction do we want to go? That is the essence of policy. If we are going into this particular area, how do we kickstart it? Like in some countries, government made it a policy that before you can get a contract for school building or for table for schools and other things, some component of it must contain bamboo. Those are part of policies that we make sure that people show interest in this program. So that is what I just want to contribute. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ogunwusi. I would like the chairman of the governing council to respond to the issue of availability of seedlings, because that's one of the most important issue you raised. And then the VC, Professor Adeni, may also want to say something. Thank you.
Thank you, Keme. Hello?
Yes, we're with you, sir.
Yes, let me also thank Dr. Ogunwusi. Unfortunately, The 2 times I've been to his office, I've not been able to see him, but I know him more than he believes because I've read all the papers he has written. Is in terms of academic output, I would say that he's the #1 gentleman when it comes to bamboo in Nigeria. He has done a lot of work, and when I spoke with him, I've spoken with him too on the telephone. And a few times I've spoken with him, I have acknowledged that for us at the ABDN, his work proved seminal in the sense that we obtain a lot of information we are using from his published works. I thank him very much for this intervention. I believe that at some point, Dr. Ojo will have to say something. I also will make a point of, I had a discussion with the DG of Forestry Research Institute. I will make our time, we'll talk about this idea of the issue about seedlings. But what particularly intrigues me is that there are actually people who are interested in bamboo. And I think Dr. Ogunwusi is also in a unique position to know. Sometimes we feel very lonely in this bamboo thing, and the more people we know who are interested in bamboo, who join us, the happier we'll be. At least we are not quixotic. Sometimes we wonder whether you're really making sense when you talk to people about bamboo, and they're like, oh, bamboo. They don't quite understand, or they don't care enough to want to know. But when you meet people like Dr. Ogunwusi and what they're doing at the Raw Material Research Institute, at least you know that you're not backing up the wrong tree. Policy is critical, and the purpose of this forum is towards evolving a policy. I hope that Dr. Ogunwusi will find time to participate in crafting a draft policy, which might be the subject of another discussion later on. I'll plead with him and the Prof, Dr. Ojo too, we all come together, and as a result of, as an outcome of this forum, we do a draft policy and say, great, who knows, we could get lucky. I mean, when you talk about policy, the government right now, under the Economic Sustainability Program, plans to build a certain number of houses. Plans to build a certain, about 300,000 doors will be required for those houses. There are no timber forests left to make doors of that number. Even if there are, it's not even wise from an environmental point of view to go and cut trees and make doors for these houses. So I can bet you that more than 3/4 of these doors that we require for this housing, special housing program, will be imported. When we import doors like that, we automatically export jobs. Imagine if we had a policy that said, look, raw materials, ABDN, Landmark University, give us a template for making 300,000 bamboo doors for our program. Let me tell you something else. In Rwanda and in Malawi, the governments of those two countries set out, they wanted to expand primary education. And one of the things they did was to invite Chongyung Bamboo to put together a factory to make chairs and tables. Chairs and tables for the whole country.
Wait for me, let me finish.
So that's the kind of thing we are hoping we can eventually get to, the point we need to reach in order to make bamboo what it ought to be, to contribute to the development of this nation. So I believe that Dr. Ogunwusi has made a vital point, and I want to plead with him in the presence of all of us to be part of the crafting of the draft policy that we'll make so that we can get something started. We'll look at there's a lot of planting of bamboo going on in Ghana, and as soon as travel restrictions are lifted, I would like the association to put together a delegation, go and find out where they are getting the seedlings from, get help from Forestry Research Institute so that we can begin to create these nurseries, and do the propagation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Sunday Ayam. We're winding down now, but before we close the event, I would like to ask that if you have questions, you should indicate now. And we'll be going into the syndicate discussion just after the question session. We have less than 30 minutes to close the event. We would like to thank everyone who found time to join us in the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum, organized by Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria and in collaboration with Landmark University. Please get your questions through. You can type it using the chat window if you have any questions. Okay, in the absence of questions, we will move straight to the syndicate discussion session. I would like to have Dr. Ojo of the Forestry Research Institute to lead the syndicate discussion on the topic Bamboo for Environment and Energy. While Dr. Olubemi from the director from the Raw Material Research and Development Council will lead the discussion on bamboo for employment and rural livelihoods. Before we go into the syndicate discussion, let me ask again if we have a representative from the Federal Ministry of Environment in this meeting. It appears we don't have anyone from the Federal Ministry of Environment. Do we have a representative from the Federal Ministry of Industry? Okay, I think we have no one from there. So going into the syndicate discussion, Dr. Ojo A. Roberts, PhD, will lead the discussion on bamboo for environment and energy. That will take 10 minutes as we wind down. Thank you. Dr. Joe, you have the floor. Hello, Dr. Joe.
You are muted.
Dr. Joe, you need to indicate if you're hearing us and unmute your audio. Okay, we can move on to Dr. Olugbemi if it's ready, while Dr. Joe is trying to fix the audio.
Joe is muted. That's why we cannot hear him. Kindly unmute yourself, Dr. Joe.
I'm here.
Okay.
Talk.
Okay, I think it's on now, Dr. Joe.
Go ahead. He has a challenge.
Okay, so while he's trying to figure out the problem, let's have Dr. Olugbemi.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Okeme. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity given to me to lead discussion on this, bamboo for employment and rural livelihood. When you look at the value chain of bamboo, right from the point of seed preparation to planting, to harvesting, and to converting the bamboo itself into various products, we will see that at every point along the chain, these are critical employment generating virtues. When you look at to procure the seeds from research institutes, you're going to spend money to do that. When you bring the seeds to your farm, you need labor hands to do the planting for you, to prepare the land, to plant the seeds, to wet, to weed, and to get it ready for propagation. And when the material is ready for harvest, it also creates employment when it comes to cutting it down for eventual use. These are things that provide employment for our teaming youths. And by the time you look at the processing itself, utilizing proper equipment to process the bamboo, you also need to procure equipment. You may adapt the equipment. You may fabricate the equipment locally. And these are things that will generate employment for people that are interested in this area. And converting the bamboo itself to like cups, doors, wooden doors, bamboo doors, to veneer, to plaster boards, to cane chairs, to bed materials. These are areas that creates employment. And when you look at the chain reaction, those that will also be dependent on the main users of this bamboo, you can estimate the population that will be dependent on each of the products that will come from bamboo. When you extract the liquid, the wine, this is also another industry on its own that will create more employment for our people, because we know that people prefer bamboo wine than even other wines. And these are areas that even when you go to the rural areas, when they are tapping wine from bamboo, is a much sought after material than the one that comes from palm tree. So, and by the time you begin to utilize the unused land in the rural areas for bamboo, it's also another employment area that will take care of our youth, that will not allow, or at least reduce this rural-urban drift. It will keep the young hands over there because they'll be busy doing one thing or the other just because of bamboo. So we believe that when you look at the virtues, the benefits of bamboo, whether to the rural economy or to the city economy, bamboo is the plant of choice, that you don't require so much skill. You only need your hands and your head to work. And I believe that if we're able to advocate more on the benefit of bamboo to whether the rural or the city economy, it will be a wonderful thing that will help, especially with this present government that is actually targeting about 100 million jobs within the next 5 or 10 years. Bamboo is the real choice for the government to look into, to see how we can get the unemployed population to begin to work. So every aspect of bamboo is not wasted. Every aspect of it. And by the time you begin to look at the investment opportunities in all the downstream sector of bamboo development, I can assure all of us that we have something that will take care of unemployment in this country. So I believe that other listeners can also add to what I've said, that we could begin to look at the opportunities that bamboo can offer to our great nation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Olubebi. The floor is open.
All right, okay. Can I come in?
Yes, why not?
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Doctor. You have done a sketch out the issues, but to amplify what you said, practical experience. If you have ever seen bamboo being harvested, there's no way to automate the process, especially if we are talking about sustainable harvesting, which is that if you go to I think the scientists call that thing a bamboo clump. Some bamboos will be ready for harvesting, some will not be ready. The zone keeps expanding. So you carefully remove the ones that are ready. There's a way to recognize when the bamboo is ready. I think the skin changes color. That's what they told me in China. So even if you use a power tool, like a power saw, somebody has to bring it out physically. And in my own experience, because we're harvesting from the wild, this is something that nobody planted, nobody tended, nobody needed. So when you go to the boys in the locality and say you want to cut bamboo, you want 5,000 poles. Basically, it's not really the bamboo that they are selling, it's the effort to cut and bring it out. And 120 naira, 100 naira per pole, somebody will harvest 500 poles and get some good money in a month. And some of them told me that it was far better than going to hang out in building sites where they are lifting cement bricks for a living. Again, in the early stages of the typical bamboo, no matter what you are doing, whether you are doing board, you are doing basket, you are doing tutu, whatever you are doing with bamboo, machines at the early stages are difficult to automate. Even the selection process employs a lot of people. I believe I made the point to some people that if you put down, say, 1 billion naira to set up typically a modular refinery, the way refinery is structured now, they employ maybe 10. One calculation is that 1,000 barrels, according to the Nigerian content statement authority, 1,000 barrels a day crude oil refining facility will employ 10 people. For that amount of money in bamboo, you employ 200. So I'm not saying we shouldn't refine oil, please. But I'm saying that in terms of employment impact, there are very few things to beat bamboo. That's my point. And that's all the more reason, given the serious crisis that we have in Nigeria, all the more reason.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sunday Ayam. Any other contribution?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Akemi. I'm speaking from Landmark. Can you hear me, sir?
Sure, we hear you, sir.
Yes, sir. But the audio is somehow. Well, I have just had a little contribution to the discussion today, and it's been very enlightening. Well, part of the issues that people have raised concerning, the quality in terms of maybe the thickness or the size of bamboo that we have in Nigeria that is not comparable to what is obtainable in all these Asian countries. It's the issue of the seedlings. And concerning the Ghanaian story, I was able to gather some data or information on the website. I discovered that they have a viable bamboo or interaction, or let me say association in Ghana. And the association is in, they have better cooperation with the world, the HIMBA association. And some of their products or some of their policies have been geared towards developing the ideal bamboo, species that will fit into most of the application that we have. And well, I've not been there, but based on what they have been putting online, I can say that if we also can adopt that by having a better relationship with the World HIMBA Association, and then through that, we can be able to get them to send some of their seedlings to us there, and then we can start on a pilot scale to see whether, our own environment or terrain can also, encourage, its growth. I see that, if we can adopt that system, we can all go in a long way to achieve our goals. That's just my contribution.
Thank you very much, sir. Before I allow a response, if we have any, I would like to respond by saying that we are in touch with INBA. INBA is aware of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria. And as a matter of fact, INBA provided for us some material that we would like to play in this event, but for want of time. We are looking to cooperate with INBA in various ways. And we can assure you that we will do that.
Dr. Ghana?
Yes, sir. So I Yes, sir. This is Engineer Dr. Ghana, HOD, Civil Engineering Department, Landmark University. I want to thank the association for bringing up a program like this on World Bamboo Day celebration. My contribution is in this form. I want to suggest to the association to see on how the bamboo industry in Nigeria can be developed to an extent that the industry should be able to provide employment, especially for our youths. We have so many graduates, engineers in this country that are jobless. If this industry is well developed, the issue of employment, job seeking will be a thing of the past. Because as an engineer, I know what bamboo can do. As far as civil engineering is concerned, bamboo is a versatile material that can be used for so many things, just like we have had in this meeting. So I want to suggest that the association should think of how bamboo industry can be developed to an extent that employment will be a thing of the past in this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Ghana. Okay. Any other contribution? Yes, we're hearing you, Dr. Joe.
All right. Thank you very much. Sorry for the glitch in transmission. Yes, bamboo for environment and energy. We can see that since we have been talking, everybody talking all this way has been enumerating the usefulness of bamboo. We have to talk about bamboo for environment. We can see that it's a paramount material for our environment in the area of erosion prevention or control. Due to the rooting system, it's a kind of plant that holds the soil together by preventing runoff water, washing them away. For instance, it can as well be used in control of erosion. Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria has engaged in this for a period of time through direct planting in eastern part of this nation. Also, in the area of climate change amelioration, being a fast-growing species, the rate with which it absorbs greenhouse gases from the atmosphere is very high. So it's a good candidate for climate change amelioration through carbon sequestration. Also, it helps in hydrological cycle. In watershed management, it's also key. We all know what watershed management is. That's the prevention of the source of water by preventing siltation and some other things. If all those things are not put in place, you see that very soon, some of the water, the little river will dry up, which will lead to hunger and unemployment because there are so many people depending on this type of stream for their daily activity. Yes, on energy. Based on the research that have been conducted in Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria, we see that the level of calorific value for anything produced in terms of energy from bamboo is very, very high. Take, for instance, the charcoal. The calorific value is very high through bauxite and charcoal production. Also, briquette production is also a good candidate for production of briquettes. Then gasification as well. Gasification is a process with which gasoline are extracted from plants. Bamboo has been tested and is a candidate that can as well be trusted. Also, when we look at the medicinal value, like the activated charcoal, even apart from the medicinal value, can be used in reclaiming degraded land, like a land that has been degraded through oil spillage. Activated charcoal of bamboo is a good material for reclaiming such land. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Ojo. We're still open for more contribution.
Thank you.
Dr. David, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, my Vice Chancellor. I've actually sent in something through the chat. I believe the organizers to send in forms to institutions so that individuals will be able to register as members of this forum, which is very important. Now, I'm Dr. Ken Gadebuje. I'm a soil scientist. Specifically, I'm a pedologist and soil surveyor. And I'm also the chairman of Bamboo Initiative from Landmark University. The Landmark University has taken the bull by the horn in the areas of exploring the Bamboo Initiative. And right now, like most speakers have said, bamboo will grow in the wild, and cultivation or direct cultivation has not been in practice in this country. But like I said, the Landmark University is taking the bull by the horn. We have started. We put up a very small building using bamboo totally. And of course, we haven't said the bamboo from the wild, which is very common in the Landmark University here. And one thing we are now moving on. We now plan to ensure that we now begin to cultivate bamboo. And not only that, our plan is to move from the non-traditional use to, from the traditional usage to non-traditional. Like it's amazing that bamboo could be used for food and several other things that are not traditional. So we are in Landmark University. We want to explore areas that are not non-traditional, but we want to expand the usage of the bamboo trees. Once again, I congratulate the organizers. Of course, Landmark University is a bigger one. So I believe that this should not be a one-off event. It should be regular, that it will draw improvement into the industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We still have about 7 minutes for more contributions.
Hello. I just want to contribute to the last speaker, to the last presentation. We're so glad that bamboo is also one of the candidate materials for briquette production. And in the council at Arama DC, we have also developed or encouraged and supported briquette production in the country. Outside of cutting down our trees to make charcoal, we have also looked into the aspect of sawdust, the use of sawdust for making briquettes. And from one of the staff that we had who also did his PhD work on briquette production, bamboo happens to be one of the candidate material, very strong one, with high calorific value. And while we are processing the bamboo for other materials, those shafts, those things that we term as waste, not like Honorable Anyanga said, those things are not waste. Those things can be put into briquette production. And rather than our people using charcoal from the forest timbers, this can be sold to them to do their thing. And I believe that that way we'll be able to conserve the forest, not utilizing those timbers, because we are also looking at the aspect of energy and the environmental issue. And when you look at where bamboo is grown, unfortunately, man happens to not appreciate the environmental aspect of bamboo wherever they grow. The environment seems to be so ambient, cool, and you find other animals going there to rest. Why can't man? So we can also look at it even from the recreational point of view, where you can have a farm of bamboo Well, you can just go and have a rest, maybe in the evening, and at the cool of the day. It's also improved the health of the people. So we should also look into all these aspects. The only bad aspect is that where bamboo is grown, you tend to find so many snakes around. So that's another area that we can look into. And that's from where you have clusters of bamboo. But outside of that, bamboo provides a wonderful environment for anyone to relax. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution, sir. We received a text.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
I think on the chat. Yes, we're hearing you.
All right, sir. Please, an expert from the institute, in the person of a Dr. Asinwa, has just joined me now on this conversation. His part is the one leading the team for propagation. So he would like to say one or two things on the seedling production in the institute. Dr. Asinwa.
Please, very briefly, because we are winding down and running out of time.
Okay, just briefly, I just want to contribute that so far so good in the institute. We have been able to raise bamboo seedlings, but the advice that we can give is that the time must be set, because if they should spend much time in the nursery, definitely they will take over that nursery. So I want to state categorically that we have made several efforts with the use of different rotary feed to do well. In the institute here, we are able to establish reasonable hectares of bamboo in our arboretum. Just because of our time, let me just not something like that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Let me read from a chat here. I know this is for everyone, and I think we have all seen it. This is to contribute that bamboo can be used for affordable greenhouses, which addresses both unemployment and food production challenges. Engineering and building know-how will also be required. That message is from Akinwale Abo Abba. Thank you, Akinwale.
Abba.
Don't mind, you got it. It's Abba.
Oh yes, I'm sorry about that. If I didn't pronounce that correctly. Okay. So I would like to thank everyone who found time to attend this very important meeting. It is a first step to everything that will be happening in the bamboo industry in Nigeria. We can say without any doubt, and it's not just my opinion, but I want to believe that it's everybody's conviction that the first National Bamboo Stakeholders Forum, with the team towards a national roadmap for bamboo industry development in Nigeria, hosted by Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria in collaboration with Landmark University, came out successful. We want to thank you for finding time to come. And before we close, we'd like to invite the president of the Association for Bamboo Development in Nigeria, Mr. Edward Belema Festus Abibo, to do the closing remarks.
You know, I will not be able to talk after my president has spoken.
So, oh, yes, okay, sir.
So let me give that honor to the president. Please, I would like us also to reach out to universities of agriculture in Nigeria. We have 3 federal universities. We have colleges of agriculture. We have conventional universities that have colleges or faculty of agric. Let us also try and carry them along. We appreciate what Frame is doing. So what I'm trying to say is that we should improve on the awareness drive. The more of these people that we have as members of our association, we never can tell, because we need this number. We also need this wide quality of people to help us get across to them at the national level and the international level. We appreciate that the Raw Material and Research Council have key into this, and FRIN has also done. Landmark University has done, but we still need more, so that by the time we're having the second forum, it will be that we have been able to reach out to as many stakeholders as possible. Once again, we want to thank ABDN for giving us opportunity to co-host this. It's a big honor that we are not taking for granted. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir. The President, sir.
Thank you, Keme. Keme, can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you. You have
okay, thank you. Let me wish everybody a happy World Bamboo celebration. Let me wish the members, the council of the Association of Bamboo Development in Nigeria. Our special thanks to Professor Adeni. You've been wonderful. Your team, your support, your school, the Landmark University. We thank you for your immense support. Without you, we couldn't have gone this far. I want to thank Chief Osita Onyekwe, member of the Governing Council. I want to thank our governing chairman, Honorable Sunday Anyang. Ukeme, you've been wonderful. Dr. Ojo, the Assistant Secretary, you've been also wonderful. I recognize Dr. Olufunsho Johnson, trustee of the association. I also recognize our sponsor and supporters, Professor H.D. Ibrahim, DG of the Raw Material Research and Development Council, and other members of faculty of the council. I recognize Professor Adeshola Adekoju, DG, CEO, Forestry Research Institute of Nigeria. We also recognize Mr. Segun Awolowo, MD, CEO, Nigerian Export Promotion Council. We acknowledge the inputs of Mr. Jackie Hong, MD of Chinyong Bamboo and Wood Company of Taiwan. Also, what is to be mentioned is the International Association for Bamboo and the Rattan Organization. Kudos to the Akwa Ibom bamboo industry, Landmark University again, Brave Hearts Farms. Kudos to the government and the governor of Akwa Ibom State, ably represented by the Commissioner for Agriculture, who was also ably represented by the Permanent Secretary. We say thank you and may God bless you. We say thank you to Dr. Ogunwusi, Director of the Raw Material Research and Development Council again. We say thank you. Dr. Polarinwa Olugbemi, we say thank you very much. We say thank you to all our participants. My expectation will be that with the holding of this event, we can put together a robust, a simple, and implementable national bamboo strategy that can help us solve the problem of rural unemployment, because from any way you want to look at it, the bamboo value chain is inexhaustible. If you want to play it on the rudimentary cadre, it's enormous. We want to play it on the high-end scientific up-end cadre, it's enormous. The products are wide and the products are wide, very wide and far ranging. So thank you for the articulation of ideas, and I pray that with the vigor that we've put in today, if we can combine them and harness them together, I think
we will go a long way.
We'll go a very, very long way. Thank you, the VC of Landmark, and may God bless you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, sirs.
Thank you so very much, everyone.
Thank you.
National anthem, please.